So if you're watching this video and you're on my channel, I'm assuming you know a lot about internet blood sports. So I'm not going to be pulling too many clips. This is not going to be a clip heavy or backstory heavy video. This would actually probably work better as a series of tweets, but you know, I can't do those anymore. It's going to be a pretty somber video, because this is a video saying quite plainly that internet blood sports is over. I realize that I'm not the first person to make this statement. In fact, over the last 2 years, it has been quite often that people have claimed that internet blood sports is dead. Various events caused people to say this, from conflict between the Kumite and the Killstream, to Andy and Ralph's money-raising scams, various fallings out, to the just general decline in the quality of guests. I also realize that I'm not the first person in the last few days who has said that Ethan Ralph wins. Although I think my reasons for believing so might be a little different, I understand that there might be the same kind of theme in the air in the general, zeitgeist. The thing is, I don't believe any event could kill Bloodsports. Either way, a new contender would pop up and carve their own niche, whether it be something like Backyard Bloodsports did back in the day, or, you know, PvP's unexpected rise and the takeout of big names. What has killed Bloodsports is one participant, one player, has found an exploit in the rules of Bloodsports, and he has won by cheating. He has found a way to make himself unbeatable, thus breaking the game. And now it's pointless to even participate. Let me explain what I mean by this. Traditional discourse works like this. Person A says, "You're a cuck, here is the evidence for you being a cuck." Person B says, "No, I'm not, here's the evidence against me being a cuck." However, Bloodsports brought an innovation to that. Person A says, "You're a cuck, here is the evidence that you're a cuck." Person B says, "No, I'm not, you're a degenerate, here's the evidence of you being a degenerate." Ethan Ralph has, over the past year, and mostly over the last 6 months, developed a completely new format which renders both frames of debate absolutely obsolete, in which Person A says, "You're a cuck, here's the evidence that you're a cuck." Person B, this Person B being Ethan Ralph, then says, "Yes, I am, and I'm a degenerate too. Here's the evidence of me being a degenerate." And now the fun of discourse is completely gone. You see, Ralph has beaten the game by making himself his own worst opponent and worst troll. He actively A-logs himself in order to prevent others from making fun of him first. Here are some examples. Rather than denying the accusation that his wife was cheating on him with swarthy immigrant medical students while living in the UK rather than with him, Ralph instead opted to have his wife get divorced from him in March of this year, setting off a series of events creating and refining this new strategy.
Yeah, so I'd always planned to announce that on Friday. I kind of talked about it on the show a few times, and without actually telling people about it. So some people are still messaging me on Twitter like, "Well, Ralph, wait, you're trolling? You're fucking around?" Like, no, I'm actually getting divorced. I pretty much said I'll say a little bit about it, but most of what I want to say is already posted on the ralphretort.com. That was another thing I figured, well, first I was just going to put out a tweet, and then I said, she doesn't have a visa, by the way. These people are so dumb, some of these people in chat. Just go ahead. But it is a funny joke, but not really, because whatever. So I put out the statement on Friday. That was always the plan. And then I went to AFPAC and met Michelle Malkin and Fuentes and everybody else. And so, yeah, that was always the plan. But some people didn't see it. It's almost like I planned it to post it on like one of the most active days of the fucking year. It's almost like some guys sat there and planned that out. But yes, that's what I did.
Following this, he would begin dating a mentally ill chubby girl who tricks men into donating to charities named Faith Vickers. And this is where things get complicated. This is why I haven't released any edited videos on this subject, because by the time a script is finished, this story has already spiraled into its next, darker, and more horrible chapter. When Faith's ex-boyfriend, a halfway crook, did a stream about the ongoing drama, regarding Faith moving out. People were wondering, are Ralph and Faith still together? He said definitively that they were not, and that he knows for a fact that Ralph was being scammed, and that Ralph and Faith had never, in fact, had sex.
See, Ralph's arms around you. Know that I really am trying. Tell me you're using him. I know. I'm sorry, it made it seem like you were. I was using him. I was. I feel like we're both really tired and just need some sleep.
Well, this hurt Ralph's feelings, so to prove a halfway crook wrong, Ralph posted a graphic sex tape showing off his tiny penis, as well as his propensity for putting his fingers in Faith's butthole and sniffing them afterwards. Not only did I have sex with this girl, here's the awful, humiliating video of the both of us to prove it. Now, I was eating pizza when I first watched this. It did not make me feel good. Now, eventually, despite all this, Faith would return to Ralph, and at this point, he began a fiery feud with her father, Mr. Vickers, who would at first simply tweet at Ralph, but would go on to make 2 appearances with Godwinson. Now, it's a little confusing as it appears there are 2 different people claiming to be Mr. Vickers, but from what I can tell, and from what I can remember, the original, the first one, the one without the wife, is much better. But I would say that because that one was me. The real Mr. Vickers had some choice words for Ralph.
What I take, so first of all, I am certainly not afraid of Ethan. He poses no physical threat. He poses no intellectual threat. He poses no monetary threat to me or to our family. But what I will say, the only thing he has to fall back on, because he is used to getting in the mud, he's used to getting dirty. The difference is, I don't live in the mud. I don't have dirt. I'm a clean guy. There's nothing to find on me. The only thing he has the ability to do is to lie. And the good thing is, because we own a business and because our income is tied to that business, the second he tells a lie, I'm going to fuck it. And I'm going to enjoy every minute of it.
But Ralph doesn't take this lying down. In fact, in the ultimate act of trolling Mr. Vickers, Ralph, instead of making peace as one would with the family of a romantic partner, instead decides to use the new exploit, the yes and mode of Bloodsports, trolling Mr. Vickers by impregnating his daughter. Not only am I a dirtbag, I'll impregnate your mentally ill daughter just to prove it. After this, anytime his internet friends, longtime internet friends and co-hosts, people like Medicare and Dame Pesos criticize him for being sensitive or joke about him not being able to take a joke, he blocks them, bans them from Discord, proving them 100% correct, and then talks shit about him, proving that he's not just a bitch, but a spineless coward as well. So how do you make a show of this? How do you make a spectacle, a blood sport, out of someone willing to not only prove you're right when you criticize them, but to go further and make themselves look worse to state that you didn't go far enough, therefore you're wrong? This is what has killed blood sports for me. This is why Ethan Ralph has won. If Ethan Ralph was at a bar and some drunk tried to pick a fight with him, I'm sure Ethan Ralph would run into the bathroom, take off his shirt, reveal that his disgusting, blubberous, sweat-stained gunt was a suicide bomb the entire time, and set it off killing himself just to avoid giving the belligerent drunk the satisfaction of punching his stupid face. It's impossible to have fun with it. Blood sports is unfeasible because it relies on escalation, going back and forth between 2 or more parties. But Ethan Ralph can do it all on his own, by himself, getting infinite blood sports XP. So I don't know. I don't really know where to go from here. Where am I supposed to get my dopamine drip? Where am I supposed to get my fill of violence, outrage, drama, and stories now? What am I supposed to do? Watch Joshi wrestling like some kind of weeb weirdo? This is stupid. Who would watch this? Fucking people. How is this a thing? Holy shit, okay, that was pretty cool. Oh, that was alright. Where did Hyper Misal go? Oh shit, this is an all-star match. What the fuck is going on? I forget who's on whose side. Oh, look at that double foot stomp. You know what? Maybe this is my thing. Maybe I'll stop being the Bloodsports guy. Maybe I'll just watch Japanese women's wrestling. Yeah, you know what? Maybe this video isn't so glum. Maybe it's not so somber. Maybe this is a new beginning for me. Yep. Turk February. Joshi Wrestling reviews. There's a bright future ahead of us, team. There's a bright, bright future ahead of us.